Right. So today we are going to be looking at something I think a lot of you can relate to, prepping for a job interview,
Mm,
and specifically
yeah,
how your English skills can really make or break you in that situation.
absolutely.
And we've got some great material here
Yeah.
from the podcast, The English Globe.
Yeah.
They did a whole episode on this, and
Yeah.
we're going to kind of do a deep dive into their advice.
It's such a good episode.
So if you've got a big interview coming up and you're kind of nervous about maybe the English side of things,
Yeah.
this is for you.
This is the episode for you.
This is the episode for you.
And it's not even just about like, the grammar and stuff.
Right.
It's about how to use English to really, like showcase your skills and,
Oh.
and really connect with the interviewer.
Yeah, I remember being so nervous for my first big interview in English.
Oh, yeah.
Like my palms are sweating.
Oh, yeah.
Like rehearsing all these answers in my head.
You overthink everything.
Overthinking it totally. And
Yeah.
but the thing is, there are strategies.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
There are ways to really nail this.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we're going to unpack all of that today.
We are.
So, one of the things that really jumped out at me
Yeah.
from the English Globe episode is this idea that
Mm-hmm.
your English fluency can actually have a big impact on your earning potential.
Yeah.
I mean, they were citing studies that showed that people who are fluent in English actually tend to earn significantly more.
Yeah, it can be a huge difference.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Why is that? Is it just because, companies value bilingual employees, or?
I think it's even bigger than that.
Okay.
In today's world, so many companies are like working across borders,
Yeah.
collaborating with like international teams or serving clients globally.
All right.
And English has really become like the go-to language for all of that.
Yeah, that's true.
So the better your English is,
Yeah.
the more opportunities are going to like open up for you.
They're not limited to just local jobs anymore.
It's like you've got this key that unlocks a whole new set of doors career-wise.
Exactly.
Like I could imagine being able to work on projects in different countries
Hmm.
or even relocate somewhere I've always dreamed of living.
Yeah, exactly.
That's pretty exciting.
It is really cool.
So we see that fluency can have this big impact. But how do we actually make that fluency work for us in an interview setting?
Right.
Like how do we leverage it?
Yeah.
Because, they're talking about the English Flow is talking about some pretty classic interview questions.
Yes.
Like that dreaded, tell me about yourself.
Yeah.
Which, like, where do you even begin with that?
It can feel like a minefield.
It is a minefield.
It's so broad.
It's so broad.
But they have a really clever technique they recommend.
Huh?
It's called the STAR method.
The STAR method.
Yes.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
I love this one.
Tell me more.
So it's all about basically turning those vague questions.
Into mini success stories.
Oh, I love a good story.
Me too.
So what is it? Break it down for me. What does STAR stand for?
Okay, so STAR stands for
Okay.
situation,
Mm-hmm.
task action,
Got it.
and result.
Okay.
So instead of just like listing off your skills,
Right.
you're using this framework to like illustrate them with real life examples.
I see.
So let's say the interviewer asks you something like,
Okay.
tell me about a time you faced a challenge at work.
Right. A classic.
Instead of just saying like, oh, I'm a good problem solver,
Yeah.
you would actually like describe the situation,
Okay.
outline the task you were given, explain the actions you took, and highlight the positive result that you achieved.
So it's all about showing, not just telling.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's about showcasing your skills in action
Yeah.
rather than just talking about them in the abstract.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And I bet it makes you more memorable too, right?
Oh, absolutely.
As a candidate.
It makes your answers way more memorable and engaging.
Right.
And it gives the interviewer like concrete evidence of your abilities.
Not just like empty claims.
Exactly. They
Yeah.
can actually see how you've applied those skills in the past.
Okay, so we've got the STAR method
Yeah.
for structuring our answers.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm guessing it's not just about what you say.
No.
It's also about how you say it right.
Exactly.
That's like body language,
Yes.
tone of voice, all that good stuff.
All of that plays a huge role.
Really?
Oh, yeah. And here's where things get even more interesting.
Okay.
Cultural differences
Oh, yeah, of course.
play a huge role in how we communicate.
Right.
And what might be considered appropriate in one culture might not be
Yeah.
in another.
Totally.
So you got to be careful.
So give us an example.
Right.
Like, what kind of cultural difference could trip someone up in an interview?
Yeah. So, like, eye contact?
Oh, yeah.
In many Western cultures, like, strong eye contact is seen as a sign of confidence and respect. But in some Asian cultures, it can actually be perceived as, like, aggressive or challenging.
Oh, wow. So you could be giving like the most amazing answer,
Exactly.
but if you're not making eye contact
Yeah.
in the way that the interviewer expects,
Yeah.
they could totally misinterpret it.
They might think you're not being truthful
Wow.
or that you're not confident in what you're saying.
It's so interesting how these subtle things
I know.
have such a big impact.
Yeah, it's not just about the words. It's
Mhm.
about the whole package.
Yeah.
Like your posture, hand gestures, even like how close you stand to someone.
Yeah.
All of that can have different meanings in different cultures.
So it sounds like you really need to do your research
Yeah.
if you're interviewing for like a global company
Absolutely.
or a position that involves working with people from different backgrounds.
Yeah, you want to make sure you're not accidentally sending the wrong signals
Right.
with your body language.
Fascinating.
Yeah, and the English Globe actually did this really cool role-playing exercise
Fun.
in the episode.
I love a good role play.
Me too.
It's so helpful to see things in action.
Exactly.
So what did they do?
Well, they focused on a customer service situation
Okay.
because, that's a pretty common interview question.
Like, tell me about a time you dealt with a difficult customer.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh, I hate that one.
It can be a tough one.
But so how did they use the STAR method
Right.
to answer that question?
Okay, so the candidate in the role play
Yeah.
started by describing the situation.
Okay.
A customer was like furious.
Of course.
because a product they ordered arrived damaged.
Happens all the time.
Right. And then they outlined the task, which
Right.
was, their responsibility was to resolve the customer's issue.
Make it right.
Exactly. And ensure their satisfaction.
Got it.
And then they went on to explain the actions they took.
Okay.
So they talked about how they actively listened to the customer's concerns, empathized with their frustration,
Yeah.
apologized for the inconvenience, and then they actually went above and beyond
Okay.
to offer a solution.
Like what?
Like they upgraded the customer shipping to express delivery
Okay.
at no extra cost.
Wow.
And then finally they highlighted the result,
Okay.
which was that the customer was not only satisfied,
Yeah.
but they even left a positive review.
Oh, wow.
Praising the company's excellent customer service.
So they totally turned that negative situation
They did.
into a positive one.
Exactly.
That's impressive.
It really showcased their problem-solving skills and their customer service skills.
Yeah.
And it was all done through storytelling.
I love it.
It's much more compelling than just saying, I'm great at customer service.
So much more.
Right.
Yeah.
You're actually showing them how you handled a real-life situation.
Okay, so we've got the STAR method for like
Yeah.
structuring our answers. We've got these cultural awareness tips to make sure our communication is on point.
Yeah.
But the English Globe also mentions some really handy phrases that we can use in an interview.
Yeah, they give some great examples.
Right.
Like, I'm proficient in,
Right.
or one area I'm working on improving is.
Ooh, those are good.
Right.
They sound professional,
Yeah.
but not arrogant.
Exactly.
And I like that second one
Yeah.
because it shows self-awareness.
Yeah. It shows you're not afraid to acknowledge areas where you can improve.
It's like saying, hey, I'm always learning and growing.
Exactly. It demonstrates a growth mindset,
Yeah.
which is so valuable.
Okay, so we've got the STAR method.
Yes.
We've got cultural awareness.
Mhm.
We've got these power phrases.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else we can do?
Well, the English Globe really emphasized the importance of practice.
Of course.
They recommend recording yourself answering common interview questions.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, and getting feedback from others
Mm-hmm.
and just consistently working on your English skills.
Practice makes perfect, right?
Absolutely.
But it can be tough to stay motivated, especially when you're already stressed about the interview.
I know, but they had some good tips
Like what?
for making practice more enjoyable.
Okay.
Like finding a language partner to practice with.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, or even just having conversations in English with friends or family members.
Yeah, just make it part of your daily life.
Exactly. And there are also so many online resources now, like
Yeah.
language learning apps and websites.
So many options.
It's amazing.
Yeah, so it's not about like cramming vocabulary words or memorizing grammar rules.
It's about making English a part of your life.
Yeah.
And the more you practice, the more confident you'll become.
And that confidence will shine through in your interview.
Absolutely.
So, okay, we've thrown a lot of information at our listeners today.
We have.
What's the key takeaway?
Well, I think the biggest thing is that this is about so much more than just getting a job.
Yeah.
If you can really nail an interview in English,
Mm.
think about all the doors that open. It's like The English Globe said it's not just about landing that one position.
Yeah.
It's about like unlocking a whole world of opportunities.
Yeah.
Connecting with people from all walks of life, maybe even contributing your talents on a global stage.
Imagine working on projects that span continents
I know.
or collaborating with a team from all corners of the world.
Yeah.
That would be incredible.
And think about the personal growth that comes with that, too.
Yeah.
Like stepping outside your comfort zone, embracing new challenges, expanding your horizons.
It's about becoming a global citizen.
Exactly.
So, okay, we've given you a ton of tips and strategies today.
We have.
But information is only powerful if you use it right.
That's so true.
So before we wrap up,
Yeah,
I want to challenge you to take action on something you've learned today.
I love that.
What would you suggest?
How about this? Pick one thing
Okay.
that really resonated with you from our deep dive today
Yeah.
and commit to practicing it,
Mm-hmm.
like right away.
Like right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So maybe it's trying out the STAR method for answering interview questions.
Okay.
Or learning a few of those power phrases, or even just setting aside a few minutes each day
Yeah.
to practice your English in a fun way.
Make it a habit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Remember, consistency is key.
It's so true.
Even small, consistent steps can lead to amazing results over time.
Absolutely. Don't let this information just sit there.
No.
Put it into action.
Yeah,
And I guarantee you'll see those results.
you will.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us for this deep dive
Yeah, this was fun.
into acing those job interviews in English.
It was really interesting.
And we'll see you next time.
See you next time.